Hello, welcome to this week's Wild Spirits News. I'm Sibylla and today I ask you, no time for your passions? I just don't have the time is the reason that I hear most often when I talk to people about why they don't pursue their passion more. And indeed, full disclosure, I've used that sentence myself more often than I care to admit. Now, there are countless gurus out there that can teach you about maximizing your time and maximizing your productivity. But the last thing that most wild spirits want is more of this. We're so exhausted already that we really don't want to stuff even more into our days. And that is why your mission today is to learn how you can slow down and magically have time for everything. Task number 1 is to learn about the nature of time. Time can be neatly divided and measured in days and hours and minutes and seconds, milliseconds. So it seems very logical and straightforward, right? But we've all experienced situations where time seemed to crawl, or other situations where it seemed to speed up and fly past. Because in truth, time is it's anything but linear. It's very, very relative, to borrow a term from the physicists. Now, does time really fly when you're having fun? I would say, okay, if you're pursuing your passion, if you're in the flow, it can actually happen that hours just fly past. But in general, from my own experience and also from what I see with my clients, time seems to expand and disappear altogether. It's like it stops existing in this restrictive way. It just changes its nature. Task number 2 is get rid of Quadrant 4. You might have heard me talk about Stephen Covey before. I quote him a lot. To recap very briefly the 4 quadrant. Quadrant 4 is things in our lives that are both urgent and important. Quadrant 2 is things that are not urgent but very important. Quadrant 3 are things that are not very important but urgent. And Quadrant 4 is things that are neither important nor urgent. So in other words, Quadrant 4 is time wasters. You might ask what is in Quadrant 4, and my answer is, in this day and age, it's mostly things that are online. So some emails, not all of them, but some emails, social media, that gossip magazine that you read online. All this is Quadrant 4. Now, I have never in my entire life come across, social media haven't been around this long, but in those years, I've never come across a single person, including myself, who didn't vastly underrate the time that they spent on Quadrant 4 online. If you don't believe me, there are free apps that you can download for your phone and also for the desktop computer, which will measure your time online, and they will also tell you how much time you spent where, in your email, in your Facebook, and so on and so forth. And when you see this, you're going to be absolutely floored at the hours that you're wasting every week. Hours and hours that you could be spending on your passion. Task number 3 is time for your passions. Now, the dominance of everything online is so strong that I'm actually planning a course which is a kind of a social media detox. So watch this space. But in the meantime, I've written down a couple of steps that you can take today in order to reclaim your time for your passions. Number 1, close your browser while you work. Do it. When you work online, don't have the browser open. If you need the browser for something, only have that tab open and no other tabs for social media and other stuff. Turn off all notifications on your phone. This is a big one. Your phone should not show you or beep when there's a new email or a new text message or whatever. The only thing that your phone should do is ring when somebody actually phones you. And that brings me to point number 3, which is check your messages, email, social media 2 or maximum 3 times a day, morning and evening, and if you have to also maybe during your lunch hour around that time. And there you spend 10 minutes each. And after those 10 minutes, you close it again. Think about it. That's already 30 minutes as every single day that you spend on basically time wasters. That is enough. You don't need more than that. And number 4 is when you're in your bedroom, your phone is on flight mode, airplane mode. So as soon as you're through the door of the bedroom, many of us take our phones to our bedroom because it's our alarm clock, but have it on flight mode so you don't do anything else with it while you're in there. This is also healthier because it's been found out scientifically that Wi-Fi isn't very healthy and is disruptive to your sleep. So you'll sleep better as well. Try these things. At first, you're going to feel like somebody has cut both your arms off. I've done it, I've been there, so I know how it feels. But trust me, a couple of days in, maybe a week in, you're going to heave this big sigh of relief, and it feels like you've got your life back. And that's a fantastic feeling. Try it out and let me know how it goes. And that is task number 4, let me know. Reply to the email that you got the link to this video with and tell me where you stand in this. Are you one of those people who don't do any social media or anything online? In that case, how is your email? How are you dealing with that? Are you going to implement some of my measures if you're struggling with it? I'd love to hear from you, and I'll answer every email, I promise. If you didn't get the link to the video in an email, that means you're not part of the Wild Spirits community yet, and you should join us. Go to wildspiritscoaching.com and fill in that little form there. You get 1 email per week. It's 100% spam free. You'll get lots of additional information and articles and recommendations of books and other resources. And sometimes you get exclusive offers that are only for my subscribers that nobody else ever gets to see. So go to wildspiritscoaching.com and sign up, or you can Google Wild Spirits Coaching. That'll get you to my website as well. Thank you for watching.